Dr. Zelrath had seen many things in his 40 cycles as the galaxy's premier xenobiological veterinarian. He'd treated Crothian war beasts, sedated Volian sky serpents, and once extracted a parasitic colony from inside a living asteroid organism. But nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared him for the human standing in his clinic with a Vexorian shadow stalker cub under one arm. "You need to leave. Now." Zelratha's 4 eyes widened in horror, his chitinous plates rattling with alarm. "That creature is Class 5 lethal. Its venom can kill a full-grown Gorantee in under 3 minutes. The human, who'd introduced himself as Jackson Matthews from something called Texas, just grinned and scratched the cub behind what passed for its ears. The shadow stalker, all midnight scales and needle-sharp teeth, purred contentedly. "Yeah, Doc, that's kinda why I'm here. Little guy's got a thorn in his paw, and I can't get it out without him freaking out." Zelrath felt his respiratory spiracles flutter in distress. "You don't understand. A single bite from even a juvenile shadow stalker introduces a neurotoxin so potent that it causes complete system failure. There is no antidote. It's irreversible. Fatal. Always." Jackson set the cub down gently on the examination table, keeping one hand on its back. "Oh, you mean like this?" He rolled up his sleeve, revealing a small, barely noticeable scar on his forearm. "Got bitten last week when I first found him. Hurt like hell, not gonna lie." The veterinarian's world tilted. His medical scanner dropped from his manipulator limb and clattered on the floor. That's impossible. You should be dead. Your neural pathways should have crystallized. Your cardiovascular system should have imploded. Yeah, felt pretty rough for about a day," Jackson interrupted, examining the scar with mild interest. "Had a fever, threw up a couple times, slept it off. Woke up fine the next morning. Figured I'd built up immunity or something." "Immunity?" Zelratha's voice rose 3 octaves. "There is no immunity. The Vexorian military spent 2 centuries trying to develop countermeasures. The Galactic Council classified these creatures as unrestrainable death machines. They're only found on quarantined worlds." Jackson shrugged, that peculiar human gesture that Zelrath had learned meant casual indifference. "Well, Doc, I'm a wilderness guide back on Earth. Been bitten by rattlesnakes, black widows, brown recluses, you name it. We got this thing called an immune system. Pretty handy, actually." The doctor slowly picked up his scanner with a trembling limb, running it over the human's arm. The readings made no sense. Trace amounts of Vexorian venom were still present in the tissue, but instead of wreaking havoc, they were contained. Neutralized. Broken down into harmless proteins by something in the human's blood. "That's great, Doc, but can you help the little guy or not?" Jackson gestured to the shadow stalker, who was now trying to eat the edge of the examination table. 20 minutes later, after Zelrath had carefully removed the thorn while Jackson held the cub steady, getting bitten twice more in the process, which he described as ticklish, the veterinarian found himself in a state of existential crisis. "How did you even acquire a shadow stalker?" he asked, filling out paperwork with shaking manipulators. "Found him abandoned near the spaceport," Jackson explained, bottle-feeding the cub some kind of earth beverage called goat milk. "Figured somebody dumped him 'cause they couldn't handle him. Reminded me of a coyote pup I raised back home. Just needed some firm boundaries and consistent feeding." Zelrath looked at his datapad, where information about human biology was finally loading. As he read, his confusion only deepened. Humans came from a death world called Earth, classified as Category 12 hazardous. They'd evolved alongside some of the galaxy's most dangerous creatures, apparently by choice. They injected themselves with weakened versions of diseases to build immunity. They deliberately exposed themselves to toxins to grow stronger. They were insane. Beautifully, terrifyingly insane. "Mr. Matthews," Zelrath said carefully, "I need to ask you something. On your world, being bitten by deadly creatures is common. Common enough. Jackson finished feeding the cub and wiped its mouth with a cloth. My sister got bit by a copperhead when she was 12. My buddy Steve got stung by a box jellyfish in Australia. Oh, and my dad once got bit by a Gila monster. That one actually did send him to the hospital for a few days. And they all survived. Well, yeah. I mean, people die from that stuff sometimes, but mostly if they don't get treatment or they're already sick. Jackson paused. Is that weird? Mr. Matthews, Zelrath said, making a decision that would change his career forever. How would you like a job? The Galactic Wildlife Conservation needs handlers for dangerous species. The pay is excellent, and clearly, you're uniquely qualified. Jackson's face split into a wide grin. You mean I'd get paid to work with critters like this little guy? He scooped up the Shadow Stalker, who immediately tried to bite his nose and failed to cause any damage. Hell yeah, Doc. When do I start? As Zelrath watched the human walk out of his clinic with a creature that could theoretically kill everything in a 10-block radius, he sent a message to the Galactic Council. Requesting immediate update to human species classification. Recommend, Class 1 Apex Persistence Predator. Reason, they think our deadliest creatures are adorable. We are not prepared for this. Asterisk. The response came back within minutes, asterisk, denied. Humans already hired for conservation. Incident reports incoming. May the stars have mercy on us all. Asterisk. Zelrath poured himself a double shot of Centauri brandy and wondered if it was too late to retire. Outside, Jackson Matthews was already introducing his new pet to a group of fascinated alien children, all of whom were being kept at a safe distance by their terrified parents. The Shadow Stalker, sensing it had found its forever home, curled up contentedly in the human's arms and fell asleep. In the end, the galaxy learned an important lesson: humans didn't conquer dangerous creatures through superior technology or overwhelming force. They did it through sheer, stubborn refusal to acknowledge that something was supposed to kill them. And somehow, impossibly, it worked.